What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking you with us to a potential flip way out in St. Helens, Oregon. Yeah, that's St. Helens. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to show you exactly how I analyze the property. What I think the rehab's going to be, what I think the holding cost will be, what I think the ARV will be as far as after repair value. And then finally we get that, after we run all those numbers, we figure out exactly what we can pay for the property. So let's go check it out. Here we are. So this is the house behind me. It's overcast today, so unfortunately we can't see the mountain anywhere. I don't think we're in any danger of eruptions right now. So this is what I'm looking at. It's a beautiful yellow house. If you can see behind me, already you can see lots and lots of siding damage. So let's go check it out. This type of siding is called T111. It comes in 4x8 sheets. So it's very simple to repair. You've got just rampant water damage. It looks like this side of the house may be the weather side. It gets beaten a lot by the weather because you can see all along here, you can see we've got just tons and tons. So pretty much this whole side would have to be re-sided at this point. Over here I did see also that window there, you can see is one of the old aluminum windows, and it's got tons of moisture buildup inside there. But over here, these have been replaced, newer white vinyl windows. So yeah, so that's what we're looking at so far. The decks don't look terrible. Probably spot replace some wood and then maybe paint. It looks like they've been painted red already. So it's not going to be a lot of staining or anything like that you can do. You're going to have to repaint them. There's some wear and tear on these boards for sure. Again, on this side, you're running into pretty rampant siding issues. The trim around this window, pretty much all these front windows, that one there, this one here, are still the aluminum windows, so probably have to replace those. So even though this one's in a park, it has a garage, which is kind of cool. So that's something. Looks like somebody left that open. So worrisome is just animals and different environments getting under there, chewing on wiring or whatever the case may be. So may have to check that out here in a second. But this side, you can see siding looks a lot better. Realistically, the whole thing needs to be painted. You're probably not gonna sell this as the yellow, lime green, and pink trim. That's probably not ideal, but this deck seems a lot newer than the ones on the front or on the other side. The backyard looks like, I don't know, is that a burn pile? Looks like some sort of burn pile maybe, but you got a good space back here. At least right now on the other side, there isn't any house, so you got kind of an empty lot beside you, and then this yard. I mean, it's not terrible. It's got a lot of rock and a lot of overgrowth. Another hole in the skirting there, so all the local cats and other varmints are probably living under this house. More severe siding damage here. Very, very bad. Alrighty, so first thing you notice, there is no finished carpentry in here. Or no finished carpets. Looks like they've already ripped up carpets and floors. Someone has. I assume the person I'm buying this from said they were gonna flip it and then decided not to. That's always suspicious. If you ever are looking for a flip and somebody tells you that, that's always worrisome. Makes you wonder, you have to question, what do they see that made them give up on it? They're saying they're just too busy with other projects, but in this business, almost any business, you gotta wonder, what is the intel? What are they not telling you that is the reason they gave up on this project? Because typically deals that make you money don't get abandoned. So just something to think about. You do have a nice fan light over. It's dated, but you can replace that. So far, sheetrock looks like it's in good condition. Some of it has your old school corner beads. So as far as updating goes, you've got, looks like somebody just put texture over these corner beads. And then you can see they did the same thing here without mudding. So it does give it the dated kind of mobile home look. The kitchen, it's a pretty good size. It's a pretty classic layout and kitchen materials. This is the fake wood. It's actually press board with kind of a veneer over the top of it. We've talked about refinishing these. If we did this house, it's definitely going to be one where you would like to sand these down, prime them, and then update them with maybe a white or a light gray or something like that to update this. Countertops, you know, they're not in terrible shape here, but they're also pretty uninspiring laminate countertops. So if you're looking to update the kitchen, you'll probably want either new countertops or resurfaced countertops of some sort. So this is a particular concern. You can see there is some water damage there. It looks like there's been water damage over here, which is kind of interesting. This may be a bathroom on the other side of this wall. Let's see. Okay, so that's likely, oh my goodness. How about a gold shower? I mean, that's one way to live. What this tells me here is that they've had some bathroom, looks like pretty significant bathroom plumbing issues. So that's gonna be something you wanna watch out for. When other people come in and remove flooring and carpentry, and then they try to sell the house, oftentimes they're concealing something. So maybe they stopped this leak, maybe they repaired it, or maybe they just let it dry out. Leaving the fan on, good indication that they're trying to dry the place out. So I'm gonna go off the assumption with my detective skills that there's some leaks going on in here, and that's gonna be something that, let's go check out the bedrooms. So looking back down the hallway, we've got the gold shower there. We're gonna call this bedroom 1. It's a little closet. It's pretty straightforward. Severe damage, that's a problem. That's not gonna be something that's good. Another thing is when they replaced all this subfloor here, they did it very poorly. More than likely, that is the culprit. So at some point, the water heater, which is commonly tucked into closets in mobile homes, it leaked here. And that's what caused all this plywood to need to be replaced. And judging from the way the closet is about an inch higher than this plywood, it was not done professionally nor done well. So I would guess you're probably gonna have black mold and all kinds of stuff underneath that floor because all they did was slap on some plywood and call it good. It's also never a good sign when you can see outside from a bedroom floor. So that's a very large issue. We have pretty much a consistent design here. It's a very common mobile home design where you've got 2 rooms on this end, and then your master is going to be on the other end. So let's look at this last bedroom. Oh, looks like they left us some flooring. How nice. Well, this is unique though. This is the second bedroom, and you get an exterior door. That's different. That's a little odd. As a family, if your masters were on the other end of the house and that's where your family or your parents are, you're probably feeling uncomfortable putting your child in here when there's an exterior door right there. So that's probably a concern, I would think, unless you're a young person looking to rent out a room. I mean, this would be ideal if you're looking to if you're looking to maybe rent out a room and kind of split cost, if maybe college students together. Let's head this way, kitchen's over there. We're heading to the master bedroom. So the master looks all right. Likely when you see all this kind of stuff in the master that is like circle stains, that's typically animals. So maybe they had a dog that was using this room as their personal restroom, but you can see there's quite a bit of staining on the subfloor, which that's typically the reason for it. Not a big deal. You can put a lot of different things down on the floor to make sure to seal in that smell. Got a decent closet here, but as with the rest of this house, you have evidence of water damage. So this is the kitchen's right on the other side of that wall there, and so that is definitely a kitchen leak, more than likely. You've got a okie dokie. This is an interesting bathroom. You've got what appears to be some newish floor, but it's ruined. Also done terribly. You've got what looks like is converted desk made into a vanity, and the water's not hooked up. Okay. I think they used, as a vanity countertop, they used laminate flooring. For those of you who are keeping up, laminate is not waterproof and not good for a vanity. Then it looks like they thought about tiling and stopped, maybe? I'm not sure what's going on with that tile. They were a big fan of using flooring as other reasons for using flooring. So you got a flooring for wall cover, you've got flooring for vanity cover, you got flooring for flooring, but the flooring doesn't go around the toilet, changes direction, has holes. We're just gonna call it issues all around. And the cool thing is you do have another exit. Oh dear. So this is probably where your water leak is coming from. I feel a soft spot in the floor here. You've got, literally you've got bamboo, 3 different types of flooring, a couple of tile squares. I mean, sure, why not? So that's it for this one. It is, this house has been abused, I'll say that for sure. But let's head back to my office and we'll take a look at the numbers and see if we can make this thing work. I think they're asking about $40,000 for it. I'm gonna say it's worth about 10, but let's go see. So now we're back in the office and we get to do the fun part, which is analyzing the deal. After we've gone out and seen it, seen all the damage, you can start by creating a rehab budget. That's the exact cost. Usually want to add a little bit, but the cost of what you think it's going to take to redo this home. For you who are doing it yourself, maybe you can cut these budgets by significantly by doing a lot of DIY, whether it's your personal home, whether you're flipping and doing all the work yourself, whatever the case may be. For me, I do have a competitive advantage with some people because I already own a roofing construction business, so I don't have to pay the markup of a normal general contractor. However, if you are in the Midwest or somewhere outside of the West Coast, you might be shocked at the numbers I start to reel off here. Some of these seem completely outrageous if you're not familiar with the market. But trust me, as someone who owns a roofing and contracting business, I have a really, really good idea what I'm gonna be spending on each one of these rehab budget items. So where we start with is the roof. I didn't show the roof in the walkthrough. I just popped up there and took a look at it. I thought it could have been left. It was definitely in bad shape. When I talked to the park manager, she assured me that it had to be done along with all of the siding damage. Even though I own my roofing company, I still, just the material and labor is gonna run us about $7,000. So we start with a high ticket item, $7,000. With the cost of T111 and all plywood just going through the roof within the last year, what I'm looking at, I ran an initial budget, and all these numbers are rounded up just a little bit because I want to make sure that I'm conservative with my budget and not shorting myself. The worst thing you can do is try to convince yourself that you can do something for $2,000 and it takes $3,000 to get it done. So with the siding, I put a $5,000 budget on that. That's for materials and labor. Counted about $2,000 of T111, another $500 to $800 of trim and siding materials, and then labor added into that as well. So right there, just with those two items, we're looking at about $13,000 in the rehab budget. The next thing we were looking at is those windows. It looked like there was about 6 or 7 windows that need to be replaced. I put a cost of about $2,500 for materials and labor on those. I think that's a pretty good number to get those done, especially since we're already going to be tearing apart the siding. Then you go to paint. Before we're even inside working on that rehab budget, we're looking at we need to paint the exterior. When you're working in a park, big tip here, you want to do all your exterior rehab first, because the park manager and your neighbors are looking for that depreciated house to start looking better immediately. What you don't want to do is start ripping everything out of the inside, dump it all on the yard, and spend weeks with the house looking worse than it even did before. So you want to start outside and then go inside. Before we go inside, we're looking at painting. So if I hire the painter, I already know he's going to be about $3,500 to $4,000 to paint that, just 2 color, one of the main color, and then trim. If I do it myself, I could probably get away with about $1,500 in materials and just my time to get it done. Then we move inside. Inside, we had a lot of issues. Before we ever got inside with our budget, we're already at $19,000 to $20,000. Just with exterior. Then you go inside. Interior paint, just a single color for my painter, is going to be about $3,500. I already know that from our previous projects. This is about a 1,500 square foot house. We're looking at $3,500, just a single paint. Again, if I do it myself, could probably get away with about $1,500. So assuming I pay him, we're sitting at around $23,500. Flooring, you're looking at around $1.50 for every square foot, even for an inexpensive luxury vinyl. So right there, you're looking at a couple $1,000. Add in the labor, I have a cost of around $4,000 to get that floor done. Again, that's a little conservative, but I want to overshoot and hopefully land under and beat the budget. Every construction project has pop-up costs, and you're going to run into problems that run the budget up, so it's good to fluff up the numbers a little bit. So right there, we're around $27,500. Next, I look at the kitchen. I've already talked to my painter about what it takes to redo those cabinets. So if I have my guys do it, we can probably get away for around $2,500. If I have him do it, it's closer to $3,500 to $4,500 for him to refinish those cabinets. Because we want to replace countertops as well, we're going to say a kitchen budget of around $5,000. That allows room for us to refinish the cabinets, put some countertops on, and replace the handles to really spice up the kitchen. So right there, we're already to $32,500 on a rehab budget. Wrapping up, that master bathroom that was just a mess is a complete gut. We need a new shower, we need a new vanity, we need new floors, pretty much everything. You're also looking at a lot of water damage around there, so you're looking at possible subfloor issues as well throughout the house. So what we did was put a budget of $5,000 for replacing everything in the bathroom, and then another $1,500 for fixing any kind of plumbing. So right there, we've come to a budget of $39,000. The last piece that's gonna come before a lot of these things in line, but sheetrock. We wanna update the sheetrock. We want to repair stuff. We already know that there was some black mold or some kind of mold in that one area. So we wanna update the sheetrock. I put a budget of about $3,000, and that rounds out our budget at $42,000. I know that number seems astounding, but that's about what I think I pegged when I walked through it, around $40,000 as the approximate budget to make that home look like we want it to look. So with $42,000 as a pretty conservative budget, we have some room in there. If we can beat budget on some of the items, then we can deal with things like the subfloor issues in that one bedroom. We're gonna have to level out that subfloor and pop-up costs. So you can say the budget is between $40,000 and $45,000 for this home. Finally, holding costs. I did get a chance to talk with the park manager. She said we're only looking at about $500 for lot rent and utilities. We're gonna count, I typically count 6 months as a good holding time. Hopefully we've got the home ready to go in the first 1 to 2 months, and then we have a buffer for how long it takes to sell the house. So with 6 months of $500 a month, you're looking at an additional $3,000 to get the home completely finished and sold. That puts us at $45,000 for rehab and holding costs. Typically, my realtor charges me a flat fee of $5,000 to sell a mobile home. I've recently seen those prices going up, but we'll go with $5,000 as the sale cost, meaning our all-in total for this home is $50,000. Of course, that doesn't count the purchase price. The homeowners are currently asking $35,000, which would put us at a total of $85,000 for purchase, rehab, and holding costs. Unfortunately, I calculated the ARV to be somewhere between $65,000 and $85,000. When you're looking at what your home's gonna sell for, you don't wanna take the lowest number, you don't wanna take the highest number, you wanna take something in the middle. If you're shooting for 85 and you run your budget up, then sell it for 75, that's where you can suddenly lose money. So what I would say is I'm gonna take $75,000 as our ARV number. So if we're in it for 50 and we wanna sell it for 75, so right there you see the main problem. If we pay 35 for this house, we're 85 in and we have an ARV of 75. If we want to make $20,000 on this home, we can only pay $5,000, which I'm pretty sure the homeowner won't accept. So if we say we can pay $10,000 and then we put in 50, we're all in for 60, then we have to sell it for 75 to 80 to make $15,000 to $20,000. The likelihood that the seller is going to give it to us for $25,000 off asking price is not very good. So it looks like this home, in my opinion, is just not gonna work out. I can offer something to the homeowner, but unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like there's enough room in there. Substantial rehab that needs to be done comparative to the amount that the home may sell for. If you got some value from this, please leave a comment below, smash the like button, and let me know that you enjoyed hearing this. If you want, next time I can even do a screen share of my spreadsheet, what I use. Sometimes I use the bigger pockets. If you would like to see a screen grab next time of me working through it on the computer, on a spreadsheet, something like that, leave a comment below. Sometimes that's a little analytical and boring for some people. You may prefer this method versus the screen sharing where I'm just in the corner talking about the deal. So let me know what you'd like to see as we analyze deals going forward. And hopefully next time we'll do one that we can put in an offer and pick it up and show you guys the process start to finish. Thanks for coming. Talk to you soon.